Break Mitsubishi. My name is Mason and today we're doing a walk around video on this 2014 Audi A3 Attraction. Now what we'll do is run through some of the condition on the outside of the vehicle as well as the features that you get in this particular model. Now taking a look at the front end, you've got that obviously that very iconic Audi front end with those 4 rings all through the front there. Just presents beautifully in the front of the car. Now there are front parking sensors, 6 of them actually to be precise along the front of the vehicle, and if you can see just under those really nice headlights are headlight washers, so they're going to keep your headlights nice and clean. And you've got a very nice headlight design in these. They give a really bright light and great for visibility, but the front end condition of the car seems to be pretty good. Can't notice any damage or marks. The car is will go through a detail anyway, but just so you are aware, there's nothing really significant on the front of the car to point out. Taking a look at that first alloy wheel, you've got that multi-spoke design with that Audi hubcap right in the middle. Now there is no damage to those rims whatsoever, and lots of tread remaining on those tires, and they are Pirelli tires, so not your cheap tires. On the side of this fender there seems to be just some slight scuffs along here and down the bottom here. As you can see, very slight. Probably rubbed up against some plastic. Now like I said, it's probably going to go through the workshop and that would get cleaned up, but at the time of this video there are some marks there. Side mirrors and door handles are color matched to the vehicle. Now there just again seem to be some very light scratches just on the very edge of that plastic, but it hasn't really damaged the actual side mirror. Other than that, it seems to present quite well, and your indicator lamp is also fitted in there in this very sleek design. Clears up the quarter panel and actually elevates the lamp. Now there is a little touchpad here which will be to lock and unlock the vehicle. So as the vehicle is locked, the side mirrors are going to fold in so they tuck away neatly so they don't get damaged, and you can simply just reach inside there and unlock the actual car. Now taking a look inside the vehicle, it does come with full leather interior, very comfortable seats. They do also have electric seat controls down the bottom, so very adjustable, and you've got all your lumbar support controls. Down the bottom, carpet mats fitted in the vehicle. Like I said, they will go through a clean, and the inner side of the door seems quite clean as well. Door card presents pretty well. It's good to see there's no damage from people kicking it open, so has been looked after pretty well previously. Taking a look in the back of the car. Now back seats also present quite well, no damage to that leather, presents in excellent condition. Doesn't seem to be any indentation or marks or stains from kids playing around in the back of the car, but does present pretty well. Now the car doesn't actually come with any tint, so one thing I would highly recommend is you talk to us about our tinting options, because you're going to want to get this glass tinted. It's going to look cool, really good on the white with that black contrast, but also it's more so for the protection and safety for the passengers in the vehicle. Taking a look at that second alloy wheel, now spokes do present quite well. There is some minor scuffing just on the very edge here, nothing too major, so you don't have to worry too much about that, and they are sitting on those Pirelli tires. Fuel filler cap is on the driver's side, so that'll just pop open like so, and that'll lock up when the car is actually locked, so no one can open it. Rear parking sensors along the bottom as well, as you can see all along the side, and you get another 6 in the back with the reverse camera mounted just under that Audi badging, and you have your A3 TFSI logo badging at the back. To open the car, there's no actual latch on the boot. I was wrong. It doesn't seem like a latch, but it's actually a button there just near the camera, so you just need to press that and this is going to flick open. There is that nice A3 cargo liner, fits in very snug, doesn't seem to have any marks or damage. Probably a little bit of bending at the back there, if I can pull it out. Yeah, seems to have probably been folded into a seat or something at the back, so it is slightly damaged, but that is just a liner. You don't have to concern yourself too much about that. And if I lift this up, carpet is very clean, and underneath is your space saver spare wheel with all your jack-in tools. Spare wheel looks like it probably has been used a little bit, as I can't see the lines, but other than that, it does seem to present quite well. And there is also this netting on the side here if you want to provide a barrier for the boot to separate anything in the back. And there is also this flare for any emergencies that you might be stuck in. Now coming around to the passenger side, very clean paintwork on the passenger side, can't notice any marks of damage. Back is also in very clean condition. Now taking a look at that third rim, does have a minor scuff just in the corner here, but very minimal. Generally this is the side with the most damage, so it's good to see that it is very minimal markings and very clean car on the passenger side. Now this side mirror seems to be pretty good, so no damage to that side mirror. I thought I'd point it out, just seems to be, and a little bit of scuffing on the top here, probably will come off with a nice cut and polish, but that mark is there at the time of this video. And that fourth and final rim doesn't, oh no, yeah, there's a bit of scuffing just on the very edge here, but nothing too significant. Again, very superficial marks, and you've got lots of tread remaining on those tires. So very well presented Audi A3, quite a nice car. Paintwork is very strong, and what we're going to do is pop the hood and take a look inside. Look inside the engine bay. Now what we have here is Audi's or Volkswagen's 4-cylinder 1.4 litre turbo petrol motor. Now this car does come fitted with a 7-speed automatic gearbox, so lots of gears to shift through, and with that turbo you're going to have a lot of extra torque and power behind the vehicle. Now this car itself has a 5-star ANCAP rating with 7 airbags, so lots of safety for all 5 passengers in the vehicle. This little motor produces 103 kilowatts with 250 newton meters of torque, so plenty of torque and power for any payload needs. It does have a 50 litre capacity fuel tank, and it does run on your premium unleaded fuel. It does recommend 95, but I would recommend 98. It does have a combined fuel consumption of 4.7 litres per 100, or an average fuel distance of an astonishing 1,064 kilometers off a full tank, depending on how you drive and how much weight you're carrying around. Right, now taking a look inside the Audi, it is actually quite a nice car on the inside, kind of designed like a cockpit. You got these really cool air vents which open and close, pretty much twisted like this, and you've got all very nice, actually feels quite nice to actually control and adjust. Now I haven't turned the car on for one particular reason. I just want you to see this. When I actually put my foot on the brake, turn the car on, your head unit comes out of the dash, and it is very sleek design. Quite a nice looking head unit as well. You can see very sleek, thin plate, not going to be like some chunky things sticking out of your actual system. And I'm just going to go back to the home menu. Okay, cool. So we'll run through pretty much what's in the vehicle. So on your driver's side door, do get your fully electric power windows. They're both electric up and down, and all 4 windows in the vehicle are actually full auto. Next, behind that is your central window lock controls, and above that is your side mirror toggles. Now, with these, there is an option to fold them in like so, or you can leave them out like normal, and they're gonna pretty much fold in when you actually lock the vehicle. And on the right hand side, if you flick it all the way to the right, that will activate your side mirror demisters. So considering these are European vehicles, they have quite cold conditions, so you have that demister system in your side mirrors. Up here near your door handle is your central locking. Now on the right side of the dash down the bottom, there is a knee airbag as well, so extra safety in the vehicle. And these are your headlight controls. Now if I flick it to the right, that's going to activate your auto headlight system. So it's pretty much just going to indicate, turn on when it thinks it's required. Otherwise you can force on by moving it all the way to the right, but the auto option is pretty good for now. Next to that, there are 2 controls, so you can pop them out like so. The top one is for your headlight height adjuster, and the bottom one is for your dash illumination, and there is also a fog light set up just at the bottom there. On the right hand side is your wiper and washer controls, and your left hand side has your left and right indicator with your high beam in there as well. Down the bottom is your cruise control settings, just on an extra toggle on its own. Now the steering wheel is a very nice leather stitch steering wheel. There is a little bit of wear on the top here if you want to be super picky, but otherwise it actually presents quite well, and it's got a very soft leather as well. On the right hand side is your volume control for your head unit, a little option for your voice guidance, so if you have your navigation on, voice control, and an iNav option. So if I press that,
route guidance is not active.
The car is going to tell you exactly which direction you need to go. So if you've got your navigation on and you're driving and you're not quite sure and you don't want to take your eyes off the road, you can press that and it'll simply remind you where you need to turn off. On the left hand side is a little button that looks like a menu. That is for the display in your dash there. So as you can see, it shows your time, trip A, trip B, and a bit of driver information for you as well. Behind the steering wheel is some paddle shifts, but I'll touch on exactly what they are in a minute. Now coming over to the entertainment system. Very nice entertainment system. It's not touchscreen, as you can see. What you want to do is use this little dial down the bottom here. So you got this really nice dial. You just rotate it depending on what kind of setting you want. Now this is a better system than a touchscreen, I think, because you're not as distracted trying to play around with the screen. You can use this very easy to use dial, and the colors will prompt you quite clearly, especially if you've got your eyes on the road. So you got red, green, blue, yellow, and yellow. So a lot of yellows. Inbuilt navigation, all you need to do is simply press on the actual pad and that's going to select the option for you. So inbuilt nav, as you can see. And if you actually use, there are these 2 controls above here, flicking them up will also send it to whichever kind of hotkey you want it. So media is going to be your Bluetooth connectivity. Radio is going to obviously be your radio option, and you can kind of flick through that as you would like to. Pressing that again will flick through your AM and FM. Coming over to the left has your telephone, so when your Bluetooth is actually connected, and then flicking it up will again start your navigation, and you can actually flick through and search whatever it is that you want. So got the hotkeys for easy to access setup. And there are prompts, as you can see, settings, destination, tour. What you would want to do is press these ones and it tells you which one is selected at the moment. So if I go into radio and I want to go into settings, I'll press the bottom right button there, and that's going to open up my settings, waveband, etc. So actually a pretty nice system, good to play around with. On the left of that is your engine stop start, and on the right of that is your volume controls and next for the actual entertainment system. Now coming down below that, just under the head unit, is your auto off, so that's going to save you a little bit of fuel. You can keep that on or off. That is when the car will turn off when you stop to the lights. You've got your automatic parking system, which will help you park into reverse park into spaces. Parking sensors, you can turn them off, and pressing that will actually turn on your reverse camera. It does come with the guiding lights. Turn that off. And stability control and hazards, and this is to actually fold your your head unit in if you didn't really need to use it, but everything will still run and operate as per usual. Down the bottom is your dual zone climate control. Now you can see there is just a little bit of stuff on there that's going to come off in the detail. So you can use this system here. So fan speed in the middle, temperature settings on the right. You got dual zone, driver and passenger have their own settings. Heated seats for both driver and passenger as well. And all your hard buttons for your demisters and modes. Underneath there's a bit of storage compartment with the 12-volt socket, 2 cup holders behind that, and you've got that very nice gear shifter with that S-tronic logo on there, being that S line for the Audi Sports series. And if I bring that into reverse, you can see that reverse camera that is located in the vehicle. And if I bring that down into drive and actually flick it to the left, that is going to engage the sports shift system, so that you can use the actual shifter yourself, or you can use the paddles which are located behind the actual steering wheel. Bring it in to drive, and if I flick it down one, that is going to actually engage the sports mode. It makes the throttle a little bit more responsive and increases the RPM, and also makes your gearbox just that little bit more responsive. Put it back into park. Electric park brake is located here, so down to turn it off and pull it up to turn it on. And you got this really nice leather stitched center console armrest. Now if I lift that up, there is a small storage in there with a USB input for any charging that you might be doing in the vehicle. And behind that you've got your 2 vents and kind of your fan, and a 12-volt input for any extra charging. Now down here there is also, seems to be just some safety jacket, so seems like a yacht more than an actual car. You've got the flare and you've got the high vis to be spotted out, but at least you know you're going to be visible in case of an emergency. Now opening up just that rear armrest, pressing that is going to pop out the cup holders. Quite a nice design. They are spring loaded, so they'll hold your drinks quite tight, and you can fold it up, and you can actually access the boot using that lever in the back. Pulling that, pushing this up, pulling that down is actually going to allow you to access the boot if you needed to. But you can see the interior condition is quite nice. Leather in the back is in good condition. ISO fixed points at the bottom. If I get the camera person to pan up, you can also see that really nice sunroof. So pressing it once, it's just going to open it up fully. It's fully automatic. That'll close like so, and if you want to close the actual shade, you just need to roll that over. So it's just a shade, a little bit of light still comes through, but it's not actually enough to cause any kind of inconvenience or glare that's kind of annoying. And you can also adjust your lighting settings from the top here. So quite a nice interior. Presents pretty well, I gotta say. No real damage or marks that I can see. We'll go through a detail, so a lot of the stuff that you can see will get cleaned up. So what we're gonna do now is jump outside and wrap up the video. So much for watching the walk around video on this 2014 Audi A3 Attraction. Now, as you can see, the car actually presents pretty well. Yeah, there are a few marks here and there, which we are probably gonna touch up before the car actually comes onto the yard or before it gets delivered to you. But other than that, you've got a pretty well presented vehicle. We're being very honest with you. We've showed everything and any possible marks that I've been able to notice on the vehicle. And Audis are just great cars and very economical, as you can see. Now, if you do have any additional questions, the number to dial is 99070555. But just before I go, this car actually qualifies for our premium mechanical protection plan. Now, what that will offer you is 5 years additional protection on 181 electrical and mechanical components of this vehicle. And that is also going to cover you up to 200,000 kilometers, and it will come with the added benefit of 10 years platinum roadside assistance nationwide, so that's going to save you a bit of money down the line. In addition to that, I would highly recommend you talk to us about a glass coat and tinting package. Now what that will offer you is a lifetime warranty on your beautiful paintwork, and it will come with a one-time application which is going to prevent your car from protect your car from bird droppings, bat droppings, oxidization, fading, rusting, all those things that can really contaminate the paint and stop it looking this beautiful and white. Now with that, like I said, we are going to package that in with some premium grade tint, and that is also going to come with a lifetime warranty. Now these two things are at an additional cost. However, if you're using our in-house finance, we would love to introduce you to our business managers, Julie and Mario, who show just some minimal diesel effect your repayments. Now lastly, but most importantly, make sure you jump on a Google, search up Berwick Mitsubishi and see what people have to say about us. With over 1,100 reviews and sitting at 4.8 stars, gives you the assurance as the buyer that you're dealing with the right people, the right kind of business for a good quality vehicle. Now as I mentioned before, if you did have any additional questions, the number to dial is 9907 0555. My name is Nathan. Thank you so much for watching.